100 Annoying Lessons from Dad. I got sent this book by the author, Dyvine Silvestre, about a week ago. She thought that I may like this book, and I have to be honest, I completely did. I loved it. It was written in a style that I thought was really interesting. Short and sweet ways to encapsulate each of these 100 lessons. Each of these 100 lessons too. There's a lot of really profound stuff in here, but even the most meaningful for me were some of the more simple lessons that maybe we've heard over and over in our lives, but we really don't listen. Like our parents. We all know, we all have parents that give us lessons throughout our life. They're trying to guide us in life, and oftentimes we don't listen. More often than not, we really don't listen. We kind of turn our heads to it and we go off and do our own thing. Now, Dyvine was smart enough. She's 18 years old, by the way, wrote this book. She's smart enough to have actually listened to these life lessons from her dad, and not only listen, but write a book about it. And I have to be honest, I was going through this book, and I think I was about halfway through this book when I decided that at some point in my life, I want to have a beer with this girl's dad. He seems like the most intelligent, amazing, and inspiring individual to have in your life. So you are a lucky girl, Dyvine. And so when I got sent this book, I opened it up and I went through it, and you can kind of see the way it's written. It's, lesson 63. Fun is only real when you have a backup. And each of these lessons are about a page long, so they're very short and sweet. I would recommend, rather than just reading it, even the way I read it was in about 2 afternoons. I was hooked, and I thought I would go through it and kind of just read the titles that resonated with me and just read that part. But I started with the first one, and then the second one resonated with me, and then the third one resonated with me, and the fourth and fifth, etc. And I ended up reading the whole book in 2 afternoons. Now that's one way to do it. Another interesting thing that I thought of was reading this book 1 chapter per day and applying that lesson or thinking about that lesson as you go throughout the day. That might be an interesting 100-day challenge to go through. Like I said, the book was written in very short, sweet, and intelligent, in an intelligent manner. I thought there was no fluff in it, no unnecessary fluff. A lot of people who write these kind of personal development books tend to write more than is needed, more than is necessary to write to make their book bigger for some reason or another. This is what appealed to me about this book, is that it wasn't only to the point, it really resonated with you. The point was delivered in such a way that most people really only do in 10, 12, 20 pages long. So some of the ones that resonated with me would be, for example, lesson 5. Everybody wants to be rich, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes to get there. Now, of course, there's certain, how many people say, I want to be a millionaire? Yeah, really? Do you really want to be a millionaire? Are you willing to put in the sacrifices that is necessary to get you to where you want to be? Just one example of a pretty great lesson that I enjoyed. Be a good dreamer, but be a better doer. Amazing, right? This one really stuck with me. I think I read this one last night, and it was something that I preach quite a bit and loved. So, death is not the biggest loss in life. The biggest loss in life is what dies inside us while we are still alive. And, I think that goes without saying. Many of us have kind of given up on life before we've even passed away. We're dead already, and that's such a shame. It's okay to outgrow people. Something else that resonated with me. Handful in here I thought were really good. I'm not going to read the entire chapters, just kind of the headlines, and maybe they'll appeal to you as well. Another great one was, if you're looking to meet the person who is going to change your life forever, run into the washroom and look in the mirror. Now, that of course goes without saying. I am so impressed by not only Dyvine, who wrote this book, for actually implementing and writing about these lessons her dad has taught her, but her father as well, who these lessons are invaluable to everyone in life. And I love the way this book was written. If I had kids of my own, which I don't, I would gift this book for birthdays or whatever. I think it's this. I wish I had this book, honestly, when I was a teenager. I would have loved this book. This book has the potential to really make an impact on your life. I don't have any kids, but I have a nephew, so when maybe he's old enough to start reading books like this, maybe I'm going to pass this on to him. So, Dyvine, thank you so much for this copy of this. I loved it, and I'd recommend anybody who's into personal development to read this book. And I'm going to leave a link to the Amazon link to the book below. And all the best. Have fun reading this one.